Afternoon, guys. This is Pete at Safety Reports, and today we're going to discuss the 2020 OSHA Top 10 Most Cited Violations. It was recently put out by OSHA for the fiscal year 2020. I'm showing you this on the National Safety Council's Safety and Health Magazine site. And the reason I chose this site is firstly, I guess, because we're a member of the National Safety Council, but also because they have kind of a graphic that lets you see these as sort of a close up. And you can see the way they've organized them is you have the standard reference, number of violations, etc., and then also the top 5 issues within that safety standard that they noticed around the country. If you want to replicate this in safety reports with your own inspection data, you can do that. And I'm going to show you guys how to do that through performance reports. From our safety reports admin page, there's a couple different ways you can look at data, one of which is the dashboard, and it has a nice graphic breakout. And we actually do show the top 5 categories where issues come up to administrators. And then if you want to create something that looks a little more like the OSHA list, you're going to want to use one of 2 of our performance reports. And then just a quick disclaimer, what you guys are seeing here is what we call our corporate roll-up account. This actually doesn't display any client data. This is just our own internal data. You call it demonstration data, I suppose. And it's an aggregate of both our support and our sales teams for client training and demos and things of that nature. And so there's no client data in here, but we do use the same inspection checklists that are on our system. From the performance reports function over here, we're going to first choose top 10. What this report is going to show is the top 10 issues kind of across the board, and then also regardless of the checklist standard, it's just going to kind of grab the top 10 of everything. To keep it consistent, I'm going to put in the same dates that OSHA used for their fiscal year. And then I'll run the report and download the report. This creates an Excel file for us. And as it opens here, you can see it comes out with the category where these issues took place, the frequency at which they happened, and then a couple of graphs here. What this doesn't show is within the electrical safety category, what were the top 5, not just the leading, And so if you want to get to that kind of detail, the report you're going to want to use is safety observation. Safety observation is checklist dependent, so you're going to want to run it for potentially each inspection standard you want to look at. The most common one in our demo data, and as well as the inspections across, OSHA and the kind of EHS world, is the 1926 construction industry standard. We'll run the report and then download again. And then this new report extract shows the aggregation and the breakout. So if we want to see how many times these items came up for asbestos and behaviors and things like that. To see the top 10 categories, we're going to go to the category total tab. And then there's a number of ways to do this in Excel, but I'm going to choose to use a filter. So I think that's the easiest way. And I'm just going to use it to make the sort for this to key on column C, which is the negative or number of negative incidents by category. And then we can see the top 10 categories where these take place. And so now we know which of these are our top 10. We can do that same thing in an individual category, our greatest of which being electrical safety, using that exact same trick. So if I go down to electrical safety, I can do that same process. You'll ignore the row that's showing the category totals, and then you can see here your top 5 pretty easily. One thing to keep in mind is that if you have more than one standard, the way that theirs does, so you have both the 1926 and say 1910 standards, which is pretty common, all you'll need to do is just run this again using that general industry checklist as one of the filters, and that'll create that report for you. I went ahead and combined those for us so that we could and replicated really what OSHA and the National Safety Council came out with using our demo data ahead of time. And this is what we came up with. So we have a category and then these five, listed that way. So pretty simple trick that you can do in Excel, and just one of many ways that you can apply the data that comes out of safety reports. If you guys have any questions, feel free to give us a call, fire us an email, or if you're in the Omaha Metro, we're always happy to see you. Thanks.